Okie dokie, here we are. Okie dokie, artichoke, blokey, I don't know where I'm going with this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Acer Team Story Cup. As you can see here, displayed in the top right corner, it is currently 2-0 in the favor of Axiom. And speaking of Axiom, zoomed in already on the command center. Are we on top of Axiom's heart? And his opponent across the field. I don't think he was ready to come out so soon after a Terran player that he probably had a lot of faith in, that I had a lot of faith in, but it is going to be Empire-Ence. And we'll see if he can pick up where his teammates have dropped the ball so far. I would like to comment. So far, and I'm not saying this is every single Acer Team Story Cup, but at least the ones that we've had the pleasure of casting, we've always had one team start off like 2-0 or 3-0, and then the other team like turns it around entirely, ends up winning in the end. So definitely within the realm of possibility for Empire-Ence. Not saying that that will happen for sure, but oh, cast building an engineering bay for a second. I was like, what is he doing? Fast turret rush, clearly. Counter banshees, I don't know, but anyways, kind of sucks that he already has to sacrifice some resources early on. 31 is a lot in the early stages of the game. Not so much that I think it's going to cost him the game, but it's going to make him definitely frustrated moving forward. This is like not being able to afford an SCV after, you know, building the 15th for your orbital, so you're forced to cut or something. I don't know. It depends like what his builds are, but like either way, 31 resources is a lot. And Heart maybe opening with a Reaper on Akalon. Kind of a curious choice. Considering we just saw Reapers basically lose the game. We'll see what happens. Cass, of course, not your average Terran Joe Schmo. I believe you did an interview with Take TV before the series started, so before like even the first game was played. I don't know if it'll be a VOD or if it'll be what or how Take does it, but Take was the reason we had to hold up game 1 was because Take was interviewing Cass. So perhaps wished him luck, hopefully, after the interview, as it looks like he will need it. To explain a couple things while we wait for the ball to get rolling, guys, if you've never seen the Acer Team Story Cup before, or if you're unfamiliar with the rules, each team is allowed to have one joker, which means a player not on their team that can play for their team. So, for example, Quantic Gaming has Damaga as their joker, someone who's not associated with their team, but plays for them in the Acer Team Story Cup if necessary. So I don't know if if Axiom or Empire have jokers ready to go, but they do also have the ace rule. And what this means is on game 5, on match point, you can revive a player that was already taken out of the game. So let's say this goes poorly to a 4-0 and Happy says, put me back in, coach. I know I did bad in game 2, but I want to make it up to you. Well, they can absolutely do that. Kind of interesting build derivation. I'm sorry, guys. It's really early, and I'm still not fully awake in my brain yet, but a small difference in the builds going on right now. We do have the Starport coming out, which means a quick Banshee will be on the way here for Heart, with the second gas certainly will have Cloak attached to it. But Cass is doing something that's going to involve having a lot of Marines on the field. And if he's got a lot of Marines on the field, that Banshee is going to be less of a problem. And if he can maintain his expansion through the Banshee, minimize workers lost, and not take too much damage, he will come out ahead. And of course, this is a big dedication of resources and gas from Heart. There we go. Cloak and Banshee started up immediately. The bunker on the high ground here too, really important. I mean, realistically, you could have one Marine in this bunker, and as long as the bunker lives, typically a Terran player is not going to be able to push past you. Not without siege tanks, at least. The one catch here is that Cass has almost no detection. He's going to need to start banking up scans. If he knows his timings in TVT, without the engineering bay coming down already, I imagine he's not going to drop more mules, knowing that there's the chance Banshees will be hitting within the next minute or so. Of course, there is no worse feeling than just dropping a mule and having a Banshee appear in your base mere seconds later. And oh, I wasn't watching for First Blood. That's my bad, guys. At any rate, Hellion's going to be coming out here as well. This will be a great tool for counterattacking if he's able to get away with it. But of course, we see a ton of Marines here from Heart, and Cass, oh man, he scans that. He knows this is coming, and that's a bit of a bummer using the scan like that. However, he does have a second one available, and he will certainly be saving this for that Banshee. Big thing too is he's opening with a Viking, and I think that has a lot to do with his scan. If he scanned and didn't see a starport, he may have swapped over and gone for his own very quick Banshee. But going for the Viking first, kind of recognizing he's behind in regards to getting air units on the field. A really intelligent choice. Alright, Banshee gonna come on in. Turret not gonna complete. Marines ready to defend. Can they poke up? No, nah, gonna be in some trouble. Viking gonna shell away at this, but it cloaks, and without that turret being done, oh, no cancel on that turret either. A little bit rough here for Cass. but needs to pop a scan off. There we go. Can the Viking do this? I think the Banshee will get away. Another scan available in seconds, and if you guys didn't catch that, the Banshee did juke out thanks to the cloak. But looks like we'll get away, and Cass has to be careful about pursuing. There is a Widowmine here. The Widowmine, I believe, does not do enough to one-shot a Viking initially. No, it does, actually. Okay, so never mind. It's the Banshee that doesn't one-shot. It almost one-shots the Banshee, sorry. Get my HPs confused sometimes, but this turret should actually finish, which means this Banshee should be shut down a little bit easier than the rest, as it provides more vision than it does actually range to attack. So the Vikings will have no problem hunting this down. And again, that cool cloaking juke. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, you're like, this guy keeps using the word juke. I don't know what that means. Basically, if the missile's in the air and he fires it, but the Banshee moves out of range of detection, the missile will still connect, but it'll cause 0 damage. So kind of an awkward but cool effect, I guess. I like that Cass is keeping it heavy with the Vikings too. Air superiority is everything when it comes to TVT. Not only does it give your tanks more range and vision that is absolutely necessary, but this is so early in the game, we don't have like 11 orbitals on the field to just constantly scan and give siege tanks vision, so you're going to be relying on Vikings and air control in order to win those long siege fights. Sup, shenanigans? Saying greetings from Seoul, Korea. Well, greetings from Canada, my friend. Widowmine is taken out, dished out accordingly. And yeah, Hart's gonna definitely not want to engage this. I mean, with the bunker and again, this bunker doesn't seem like a lot, but with the siege tank behind it, it's more than enough to keep his opponent at bay. And oh, this Raven's gonna have to put a point defense drone down. Can't just yet, and because of this, loses his Viking, which means he's gonna lose any chance of holding the air superiority or taking any sort of battle here. Oh, actually, I really like the cast one to repair this. This is really important. Every Viking matters at this point, and keeping this one alive, really big deal. But the army supply in general, looking a little bit stronger for Cass, of course. Or sorry, not Cass, for Hart. Blech. I mean, he's got Cass's Hellions, which would be great against the Marines, but they're never going to get a chance to connect. These siege tanks are going to keep Cass at his base for quite some time. A bit of a soft contain going on, and unless Cass gets his own Banshee on the field, he's not going to be able to break this. But even if he does, of course, there's the threat of like 100 Marines just chilling by those siege tanks, providing all the anti-air support required. But oh, gonna walk into the siege tank fire, take a bit of pepper. Marines not going down, but a lot of them so damn low, and Hart has no medevac across the field. In fact, I don't believe he has a medevac on the field, period. So yeah, not able to heal up this damage. Quite significant, actually, as now these Marines are pretty much within one-shot range of those Hellions. Vikings have to be careful. They don't get too overzealous, though. That's still a lot of Marines. Cass, be careful with your control, man. Yeah, there we go. So he's watching what's going on. Third Command Center finishing up here for Hart. Again, that was meant to be a soft contain. That wasn't Hart trying to win the game. That wasn't him trying to be ridiculous. It's just a bit of a soft contain on Cass for the time being. I like that move. Poor Marine, there we go. That's not one shot I was talking about. But Hart setting up his own offensive line. This is going to prompt Cass to try and push out a little bit. But Cass, I don't know if he could really afford to do this. Again, if he had like one Banshee, he could be in a really good spot. Not saying he would automatically win with it, but it could be a really good spot to take on these siege tanks. His opponent has no anti-air whatsoever in regards to actual air units. Lots of Marines, but of course Marines don't have the best range when it comes to catching these Vikings, as we see here, just kind of dancing around, allowing Cass to sneak past the army, and he's actually, oh, this could go very well for Cass, actually, cutting off Hart from reinforcing into home. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Banshee gonna come on in here, but of course the Banshee has got these Vikings to worry about. Will get taken out very quickly, and Hart in a really dicey spot. The Vikings could actually probably land on top of these siege tanks and take them out entirely, but not necessary at all, as they're just going to push the issue here within the natural. Auto turrets are thrown down. Banshee still in the air. One Marine, one Hellion going to do some damage, and a little bit tentative to push in. Oh, where's that scan? Where's that scan? Cass cannot scan right now, so this might cost him a couple siege tanks, which will then allow Hart to move in and defend his base. Actually, looks like the reinforcements will be enough to clean this up, so if a scan was available, oh man, he could have kept up this pressure and then some. But without a scan, we just see Cass throwing his army away right now. That's not a fun thing to see. Not for naught, we'll take out the Banshee before going back home. That one Viking with 3 health lives to see another day. Marine here may have something to say about that. We'll see how the luck goes. But third Command Center now coming up for Cass, a little bit behind his opponent in that regard, but a nice, I gotta say, that was a really nice push. Put Hart in the back burner and probably caused him to panic for a second when he realized all of his siege tanks were out of his base. I kind of feel like the way Cass would engage that too, eventually just kind of, throwing away all of his units, I would have much rather seen him just push into the base and gone for like a total trade of his units, but of course he doesn't know what Hart has. He had no way of knowing whether that would be pure suicide or not, but of course in the end it kind of ultimately was regardless. Ooh, a chair on wheels is getting stuck. GG. I've got a really old office chair from like 3 years ago, and it's got all these indentations in the wheels. Like they're not really round wheels anymore; they're more like oblongish wheels. But coming across the field is Hart. He's got a nice drop setup too, so if you can split off into the main, if you can split the forces of Cass, this could be great. Oh, it's not a small drop. I mean, it's going to be a big drop. This is everything in these medevacs, and Cass is not going to be in position to defend this. I think he thought it was going to be something else, but oh dear, oh dear. Forces him up here, can use the Vikings to snipe off those medevacs really quickly, but Cass should be able to hold this, I feel. If you can get rid of the Marine count, if you get it low enough, you can start landing the Vikings on top of the tanks or something, but for now, we're going to lose the barracks and lose some supply depots. Production line in danger. Going to carry his own Marines to try and get around that Bioforce. But everything he has that's really important is in range of these siege tanks. Medevacs, of course, being shot away at by these Vikings. Really important. He lifts this factory, but the tanks, he wants the tank to come out. It's going to go down. Ugh. That's going to sting a little bit. Here comes Hart with round 2 coming into the main of Cass. Cass so busy trying to clean up what he can't clean up here at home. And he has no idea that round 2 is coming at his front door. He's going to not even clean this up. I feel he's just going to get killed here on 2 different fronts. Hart with so much on the field. How did you get so far ahead, my blue Terran friend? Medevac's going down. Good game is thrown down. Oh my god, and Hart will take game 3. On a roll here for Axiom, and these are not low caliber Terran players he's playing against, guys. This is Happy, this is Cass. He has knocked out some of the best that Empire-Ence has to offer, but of course Braddock lies in wait. And I gotta be honest, guys, Braddock's had the team on his back for most of the games we've cast for him, so we'll see if he's up next or whatever, but we'll go to commercials. We'll be back in a second. See you shortly.